What's the worst, well-inentend romantic gesture a so ever did for you? Bonus question. How did you react? We're out walking our dog and strolled past some flowers. He picked one and tried to place it behind my ear. The problem was he was also holding a bag of dog poop that was hitting against my face while he tried. That's adorable and awful all at once, and I can't stop laughing now. Apart from the poop, I never understood the impact of flowers as a guy until a so bogan leaving them for me everywhere. For me, though, even better. She would cut hearts into my toast and crack an egg on it. Then she would have the biggest smile when she brought it over. I can't tell anymore if I like the egg toast better or that smile when she serves it. Dude, that is so fucking adorable. I love it. My husband is such a goof, but sweet, but not what I'd call romantic. He's very practical, so instead of giving me Valentine's Day presents or flowers every year, he gets the oil changed in my car and leaves a note with a Valentine's theme. Sometimes it's a card if it's February. That says oil is changed. Love you. First few years, I was like, seriously. Now I swoon since I don't have to deal with the oil change place. Eat it. I just told him a comment about him. Being practical and not romantic got me 20. 464 karma. He asked me what karma was good for. That's my man. That's actually kind of cute. That sounds really nice. Someone whose idea of romantic is simple acts of normal life to make things easy for you and saying he loves you. I'll take this over any expensive vacation. My first boyfriend gave me a wooden box with a padlock on it for Christmas one year, handed me the key and told me not to open it until I got home. I opened it, and inside was a little jar of his blood and a little jar of his tears. I was 17 and mortified, also couldn't fathom how he got enough tears to fill a small jar, so I asked him. Turns out he'd plucked all his nose hairs and eyelashes to gather them. But this is the strangest thing I've ever heard. Probably just so that she could summon him on any solstice she wanted. I just read this and uncontrollably facepalmed at the last sentence. Oh my God, I have a huge collection of cookie cutters because I love to bake. I kept them immaculately organized in small boxes, bags, etc. in the drawers of my kitchen island. Some had small pieces because they were things like snowflakes you cut multiple ways. Some had tiny individual letters for stamping messages. I also really have a lot of other kitchen things because I love to cook. He texted me at the start of an 8-hour barista shift that he was reorganizing our kitchen as a surprise for me and getting everything consolidated. I remember freaking out and begging him to not do it, and he was like, no, it's good, I promise. It's too late. Don't worry. And then I got home and he had dumped all my cookie cutters into 2 huge reusable grocery bags, threw out any boxes or bags that were keeping sets and pieces together, so everything was loose and now impossible to find small bits. It was a huge disaster. I still think he threw out some actual cutters because almost 2 years later, I still can't find some pieces. I cried for hours because I've been so careful over the years with my collection, and in one afternoon, it all went to hell. Some of them got bent because they needed to be handled with care. He also emptied out some teas that were old, which had been favorites I rationed for bad days that aren't made anymore. I feel bad that I went a little crazy and cried, but he just doesn't get how much he screwed up my collection that I spent years building and keeping neat. Oh no. Never reorganize someone else's kitchen. That's sacrilege. Can you please tell this to my Mile, who still doesn't see any issues with reorganizing my kitchen when she comes to visit? Especially because she's a foot taller than me. I'm really short, and puts things I use all the time where I can't fucking reach them. My husband had told her so many times it's not okay, but if we leave her alone when she's visiting, she tries to clean. It's already clean, damn it. My ex-boyfriend surprised me and took me ice skating at Rockefeller Center for Christmas once. It was a really sweet idea, but he had said we were going to a show, so I was not dressed warmly at all. I was wearing a dress, tights, and a lighter but formal jacket with no hat, gloves, or scarf. I was so cold after we had been on the ice for about 20 minutes that my lips turned blue and we had to leave. The thought behind it was really cute, but it would have gone so much better if I had been dressed appropriately. Yes, you should always say if something is indoors or outdoors. For skating on an outdoor rink, I'd say something like it'll be cold and you want to be able to move in your clothes. In the beginning of our relationship, he went on a trip to Rome with his family. He brought back some shoes for me, a 6'1" woman. He was so excited when he handed over those pretty nice size 6 slippers. It was hard to break to him that I loved them, and I love the gesture, but I'm a giant and a size 105. Why did he just guess at your shoe size? I've found that men are surprisingly confident about guessing women's clothing sizes, and yet, unsurprisingly, they are usually very inaccurate in those guesses. I've written before about the guy who told me he wanted to date a size 2, which he clarified meant they'd be a little bit bigger than me. And I was a size 4 at the time. Just another example of confidence accuracy. He's trying to find his Cinderella. so he wasn't my but a guy who asked me to junior prom. He shows up to my house with our mutual friend and a sign with a bouquet of flowers, right? Except the sign is written in Hindi, which I speak but can't read or write. After blankly staring, I recognized two of the characters and they were PCM. It occurred to me that holy shit, that probably says prom. I say yes and whatnot, but as soon as he leaves, my mom goes he spelled it wrong. Oh, she's such a hater. Eat it. I don't remember how he spelled it in Hindi, but it was basically prom, like Rome, but with a P. I guess his type prom and Google Translate Hindi and whatever comes up is what he wrote. I did think it was very sweet. My mom is just sassy. Yes, I'm Indian by birth. He knows I speak, so it was a fair-ish assumption to think I write red. I'm sitting here trying to figure out how could he fuck up writing prom in Hindi. It should be right. Did he spell it? Law. It's cool if you don't remember, or if you can only remember how it would be pronounced in English. Okay, not the actual characters since you can't write Hindi. I'm just curious. Would be pretty cute, beach. He gave me Milk It Honey by Rupi Kaur and underlined the parts that applied to our relationship, including the parts about how fucked up and unhealthy it was and how we knew we needed to break up. For my birthday. He was confused when my reaction was just a lot of crying. Edit, I'm a little late, but for clarification, he wasn't breaking up with me. He thought he was just being like sensitive and sweet. Like he underlined mainly the love parts, but also stuff from the hurtin' section of the book. I did break up with him about 2 months later. Should have done it sooner, but glad I did it eventually. This helped me realize I had a pattern of dating sensitive guys that are not sensitive in the right ways. You all have helped me realize it's probably time to get rid of that book. I feel bad upvoting this law. Rupi wouldn't want you to be upset over, and she'd be okay with you burning the pages. I love lilacs. My date tried to drive up to a bush of them on my side of the car while rolling down my window, and all of the branches just crashed through my open window, scratching me all over my face and arm. I looked messed up. He felt so bad. I laughed in the it was that kind of way. Oh, I also didn't know that's what he was doing, so to me it was really Lila's attack. A lot of these remind me of a story my friend told me about her first Christmas as an engaged couple living together. She wanted a new winter coat for Christmas. Like, that's all she wanted. They were out shopping and she found one she liked on sale and told him to get it and wrap it and be done with it. He was like, no, I don't want you to see me buying it. That ruins the fun. Plus, I bet I can find a better deal. Christmas comes and she opens her gift. It's a coat, except it's her old one. He tells her to look in the pocket. She's thinking maybe it's the receipt for a new one that's being shipped. Nope, $100. He's all excited that she can pick out exactly what she wants now. I bet he intended to buy her something else and then just never followed through. And this was his last-ditch attempt to be like, I didn't completely fail to get you a gift. My dad is infamous for stuff like this. Yes. This household object represents the larger, real present that I just don't have yet. My husband did something similar. I like those oversized sweaters from Aritzia, so he decided to get me one for Christmas. When I opened it up, it was the exact one I already have. Probably just an oversight. He's not that observant sometimes. Except then he pipes up, I know you already have this one, so you can just return it and get whatever one you really want. For Christmas, I'm getting you a chore. My boyfriend is an auto mechanic and he orders from Snap-on a lot. He was super excited because he ordered me something from Snap-on for me. Hyped it up so much, I was excited it took a few months to arrive. It was 6 pairs of pink thick work socks. I started laughing because I thought it was hilarious and sweet. I was expecting like a flashlight or some cool tool for my car. Just some socks he thought I would like. I love socks, but I don't like pink and they are too thick for most of my shoes. BG, I haven't worn them yet. I feel bad. More stories on the channel. RedStore.